But first, parents, politics, and passion all colliding today in a small room inside the Arizona State Capitol building.
On the table, a far-reaching law that would stop a transgender female from playing on a girls' sports team.
One lawmaker fighting back tears before she gave her vote. Listen to this.
It is disgusting, it is upsetting, and I'm really, really sorry. With that, I vote no.
Lawmakers voted to push the law forward, but the question still unanswered tonight: is the law protecting women's rights, or is this flat-out discrimination?
ABC 15 reporter Justin Pizzera in that room hearing from all sides.
It is a packed hearing room at the Arizona State Capitol. Lawmakers and the public talking about House Bill 2706. It would prohibit a transgender athlete from playing on a school sports team based on how they identify. In other words, a person who was born a boy but now identifies as a girl would not be allowed to play on the girls' team.
It protects the rights of women to excel in the sport in which they've chose and not to have to compete against men.
The law would apply to all public and private schools, universities, and community colleges, and would only apply to female sports.
They say that the bill is targeting trans people. Do you agree with that?
I don't. You know, I feel for their situation, but this is not limiting them to any kind of participation in sports. What it does is it makes a distinction that needs to be made.
Representative Nancy Bartow is sponsoring the bill along with 22 other lawmakers. She says this is all about making sure girls can compete on an even playing field. But there's a good number of people in this room who could not disagree more, including fellow lawmakers.
This bill is a direct attack on the LGBTQ community, and I'm going to call it what it is.
I understand the feelings part, the emotional part, but nobody's talking about the emotional damage that's happening to women as a result of males participating and competing against them.
The story I tell today is...
Jennifer Brown came to speak today against the proposed law. She has a much different perspective. Her teenage daughter is transgender.
Committee members are very clear saying they don't hate anyone, and I understand that, and I take them at their word for that. However, when you take an opportunity away from a child, that doesn't come out of a place of love.
Supporters argue this law would be no different than rules that are common in sports already. Things like age restrictions or weight restrictions like in wrestling.
And at a time when all of this is going on and their heads and their hearts and their bodies and nothing matches, if the one thing they can do to make their body do the right thing is sport, just let them play.
Certainly, a lot of people weighing in, a lot of controversy here. Do they have the votes to move this forward?
You know, I was talking with Representative Bartow, and she says that she is confident that they do have the votes to move this out of the House, get it to the Senate. But there were a lot of heated debates in there today, and one of the questions that they were bringing up is, what if someone legally changes their name and legally changes their birth certificate, which you can do. You can do that right here in Arizona to say that you're female. How do you tackle that? And then I thought one of the more interesting questions is, what if you have a player that maybe represents, maybe they're a little bit more masculine than what somebody thinks that they should be, and you challenge that. What do they do? Are they supposed to go to that female and challenge her? It raises a whole bunch of interesting questions.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot more to discuss on this in the weeks to come.
Yes,
all right,
for sure.
Justin, thank you. And